the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. Great start today. Today on Market Mania, where we, of course, do talk about Bitcoin, political betting, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. We will empty Tony's sack today. 31 million in a Binance Smart Chain rug. WallStreetBets, we got to check in over there. Haven't seen them in a couple of weeks. And the Powell pump is incoming. And Matt Glantz, the largest casino in the world, the actual U.S. stock market, not NFTs yet, is the bottom in?
I hope so, man. I'm getting buried every day. Today's a great day. I'm only down 1% today for the fund. That's the best day in probably out of the last 8 days. That's probably the second best day, down 1%. So I'm feeling good about that. I see Brett's face.
Yeah, so, that's rough, man.
I mean, the fund was up 600% last year. We crushed it. This year we were up 45% going into the last week of February, and then now we're like almost even. We're basically probably up like 2 or 3% for the year to date, and so we went up 45% to plus 2 or 3% in the last 2 weeks. So getting absolutely manhandled by this market the last couple of weeks.
I mean, I'm looking at this. What did SPY peak at? 392. It's at 382. I mean,
yeah. Well, the S&P really hasn't come down much. It's really just the Nasdaq stocks, the meme stocks. You know, it's a lot of those like hot stocks, picks of the day that we put up that people really made a lot of money on, like stocks like Jumia, the Amazon, stocks like QuantumScape, like Myrna, like
Ehang.
What's that?
Ehang. I don't know if you saw Ehang get murdered. The guy had pictures of just like those things just strewn around willy-nilly and staged for photos and shit.
So a lot of those stocks, Mike, are down like 30 to 50% in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Zoom is getting buried too. That was a darling of the whole COVID run-up.
Zoom's down 50% from its high. You know, and people don't realize like Amazon is basically dead even for the last 6 months since the summer, since like August. I think it was 3,000 in August. It's 3,000 now. Really hasn't moved that much. Maybe like a total of a 10% range, 10, 12% range the last 6 months. So, and then and everybody knows Tesla's buried from like, it was up to 900. Now it's down to 640. So that Tesla really hurt me a lot too, because I'm long Tesla.
I think Amazon is actually one of the greatest stories of just like, I mean, if you think that this is an inflation pump since COVID times, you can see Amazon sort of get repriced in like, you know, potentially for inflation in like March last year when it was trading. Hey, it was skanking around like 1,700, 2,000 for a while. Boom. And then it's like you said, it's been 3,000 for the last, 6 months or so. And I mean, like,
that's crazy. So fun fact, regardless of Amazon and Tesla, everyone knows how much Tesla's up in the last 10 years. Everyone knows how much Amazon is up in the last 25 years. You would never guess the stock that's up the most over the last 30 years in the stock market. It's up like some crazy 10,000, 20,000%.
Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza.
It's similar, but it's not that stock.
Chipotle?
Churchill Downs.
You just would never guess. I can give you all day. You can never guess.
Churchill Downs. Beverage. Oh, Monster. Yeah.
Monster Beverage is up more than Tesla, more than Amazon from its IPO date.
What did they IPO at though? What kind of market cap? Like 10
it was
million?
30 years ago, so I have no idea. I don't remember. I was trading on the floor back then. We were trading a lot of Dell Computer, Intel, stocks, Microsoft. But the Monster Beverage was not very, very liquid or traded back then. There was no options in it. So
I had one yesterday, man. So I'm keeping that share price afloat.
You have to go back 30 years for that one, Tony.
Anyway,
so Tony,
crazy,
tell us about. So as a trader, the most important thing going on today is everybody waiting for Powell. I think he starts speaking at like 2:00 today, and I know Tony knows a lot about this, so I'm interested in hearing Tony's take on this.
I know a lot about it, and I'm not going to bore you with it because it has a bunch of words like yield curve control and modern monetary theory, and they're looking at dollar ratios to bond rates and blah,
More
blah,
vegetables.
blah.
Tony,
More
everyone
vegetables?
out there just wants to know what's going to happen with the market. What is Powell going to say, or what can he say that's going to either spook the market or make the market just run like crazy today?
Here's exactly what Powell's going to do. That's right, motherfuckers. Money incoming. Helicopter money. This thing is gonna pump. You think they're gonna let this market fall? You're crazy. Pile in, because the second he goes out there and makes just the wrong or the right syllables, this thing's going to go up, and he's going to say words like yield curve control, which is a bond buying program. We talked a little bit about bonds yesterday, and last week the bond sales didn't go. Nobody's buying American debt. So who's left to buy our bonds? Obviously, the Fed's going to go nuts buying those. So they're going to be buying bonds. They're going to be dropping stimmies. They're sending out stimulus to states, like 6 times more stimulus than the states even needs. They are pamping this thing. So I think we're about to just have a massive run up in the market. Now remember, if you've got money in the market right now, you're going to get rich. But this money that you're getting is being stolen from everyone else's future and going to you. So you may be rich, but you might find yourself a kulak on the wrong side of a pitchfork before too long. Just be aware. But
Mike, bear with me for a second. Those airdrops in 2017, 2018, those coins, those shit coins that would do airdrops and everyone would rush in. What were some of those coins?
Oh, we're going back like to the forks. I mean, there was
like Uniswap.
Airdrops.
I remember it well.
Well, basically, what I'm thinking is
Bitcoin
this
Cash,
reminds me.
Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, Super Bitcoin. Yeah, I remember.
So when Tony put up that GIF right there, or that the money printer thing, it reminds me of an airdrop. It's like Powell's just doing massive airdrops to the U.S. dollar. Is that what we're looking at, Tony?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great way to think about it. I mean, you're going to hear the sound of helicopters above you, and you better have a helmet on because, I mean, a brick of $100 falling down might hurt just a little bit. It's coming, boys. We're gonna get pamped.
All right. Well, here's my question, because I pay a lot less to this than any of y'all. Why is the market down so much if it's almost a guarantee that he's going to just pump everything up and dump all this money in?
It's not down so much. It's not down so much. Idiot meme stocks are like up and down, but like
all right, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, some of us over here have an investment portfolio that probably looks more like a doctor or a lawyer, how they would allocate it. I mean, just like and I mean, like the S&P is down. Like, I realize, but like I'm just saying, like some percentage of your net having it in like a sanely invested like egg, sure, you can gamble on the Webull account, but like, keep the big boy account tight and nice and tight. I mean, like you're not down that much. You're just not. You're down.
Yeah, I'm not convinced this guy. And to be fair, I have no idea at all what I'm talking about. I'm not convinced that he's going to come out and pump a ton of. I think this could be a bearish. That's my prediction. It's gonna be a bearish call this afternoon or speech.
Contrarian Richie does not think that he's gonna pump it. When you just see he did the horns while he was rocking out.
That's my read.
Don't short the metal horns, baby.
so fun fact for you guys, talking about the market. Tony, if you could put up the QQQ chart you have right now, put up just the last year chart. The NASDAQ futures, probably the QQs is the same, this morning hit the high of September 2nd. So if you look at September 2nd, we just went right back to there in the NASDAQ. So we took a round trip up like, I don't know, 10, 15%. And we hit it the exact spot this morning and bounced off it up like 300 points from there.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
We're all freaking out about this little drop, but look at this long term. This is just going to go parabolic. So buy the dip. Don't worry about it.
I think most people will be surprised to know that
not investment advice.
Exactly where we were September 2nd.
And just by the way, on that note, if you have money and you just want to invest and like be smart and you want to just S&P and forget about it. You don't need this show. You don't need picks. You don't need to stay on top of anything. You just fire it into the S&P and turn off your shit, and you don't need to worry about it in general. And so far, Tony would argue that point, but so far in any 30-year period, looking backwards, you would have been right. But Tony would argue that point, and I understand that.
We could argue that, but we got to get to our next topic here. So I'm going to get my ugly mug off this thing.
Well, move yourself out of the way then if you want me to see it. I can't see it. It says the pump's incoming. All right, Wall Street Bets check-in. Pull up some of these tasty morsels from Wall Street Bets. We kind of forgot about it. Like GME pumped, AMC pumped, Nokia pumped, BlackBerry got involved somehow, and then we kind of forgot. Now there's 9.4 million strong on Wall Street Bets. We're checking back in just to see what's going on. This guy posted his letter from Fidelity that when he is minus $250,000 or so, it says that, are you comfortable with your risk tolerance? It basically is like if the pit boss pulled you off of the table and was like, hey, these are a lot of markers here. Now we know you got it. We checked your balance. You got it. You're still a baller. But we just want to know if you're doing the right, you want to take a moment. You want to take a breath here, buddy. So have you ever gotten one of these, Matt?
No.
Okay. So I don't think Interactive Brokers does that. You got the $1.1 million loss here. Guy's got 4.5 left. I don't know, Brett Ritchie, are you gonna have 30% down days if you have 5.5 million? Are you willing to have that?
That's how you get there in the first place, man.
So speaking of that, Mike, last year the fund was up 600% for the year, but we had 3 months in a row where we lost like 27 to 30% each month for 3 months from maybe like August, September, October, and we still make 600% for the year. So when you're playing the big volatility game, you have to expect big losses. It hurts.
Well, you're doing. I mean, you're on the right side of theta, and that's going to come with massive variance. But most people don't even understand. Most people that are watching this show, maybe 10 out of every 100, which is almost everybody, are 10 that will understand. Okay, he's shorting theta. He's going to have massive volatility. If he's right, and the market really is just sort of frothy as fuck, overpricing these options each way, he's going to collect over years and years. There's a lot of people that understand that. But for the guy at home. You're an S&P and you don't do this. Don't do what they do on Wall Street.
The guy at home's probably not the guy with the 5.5 million account that he's rifling off 1.1 in a day or something. That guy, I assume, either he's a complete savage gambler that just ran it up, or he's some really rich guy that has a great salary and decided to just YOLO. I mean, this guy decided to
YOLO. This dude on the screen right now, he just said he threw a year's salary in, $128,000 just into GameStop at current prices. Which is
where did it come from, right? What was it? Was it all of his savings? Did he run it up somewhere else?
Anybody that says yearly salary is probably he's probably a programmer, or project manager, something,
But he probably made 10 times this in investments.
Speaking of GameStop and Wall Street Bets and volatility, have you guys noticed that GameStop's 124 right now? It has not moved in the last 4 or 5 trading days. It's been around 120. It has no volatility. It's just staying there. $8 billion market cap, and it's holding strong.
2 games.
I would say
it's going to be 1 game. It's 2 games.
I would say it's the most unlikely scenario that it's just staying around 120 and not really going crazy and not falling. What do you guys think about that?
I'm not touching this.
It's double where I thought it would settle. I thought it was going to settle at the price of a game. It's settling at the price of 2 games. People really love GameStop. I mean, it's interesting. It's a phenomenal. It's just a crazy story, and I really wish them a lot of success.
Me too.
I don't know if the actual business fundamentals are going to prove out this valuation, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. They've got a lot going for them.
Would either of you guys be a buyer today to sell it a year from now?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I bought 1 share, so I would do it as a fuck you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Serious money in.
If you could invest $10,000 in it, would you short it or long it, while knowing you could only close it a year from now?
I would not short GameStop. Sure, that lesson has been learned.
Gun to head. You get to start 1 year.
Stay away and cheer is my. Same way I choose Tesla.
If you short it, you could get stopped out. Also, that's the only.
I thought. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you said we're selling a year later. It almost seems like are you? How about you have to buy a call or a put at money? You have to buy an at the money call or put right now.
I'm buying a call for sure.
I'm buying the put.
Lesson learned on shorting this thing, but I like to stay away. Same way I treat Tesla. Just watch the volatility from the sidelines.
It's fine if you want to gamble on another squeeze, or if you want to buy puts on another, expect this to return to something sane, like, be my guest. That's not how that doesn't even sound like fun gambling to me. All right, let's pull up this. Let's pull the rug on this, because Brett, did you read about Binance Smart Chain, or have you?
Yeah.
Did you see this one today? This is cool.
Yeah.
This is big. That's a big number.
Yeah. So they launched yesterday and rugged it's crypto. So you just rifle 30 million in the day of launch, no problem.
Launched yesterday
on Binance Smart Chain. And so a lot of these DeFi protocols that have been hacked, it's because they exploit. It's like kind of like Legos, where you're using a piece from here and a piece from there and putting it all together, and they find an exploit. This is different. This one was actually just like a straight up somebody with the private key to the project, probably the developers, but you never know, just took the funds. They just drained the smart contract, but you needed that private key in order to do it. A lot of the times people were able to do it just using publicly accessible protocols to drain these pools. And now their Twitter's down, their website's gone. So it looks an awful lot like an inside job. People are saying, look, we trusted Binance Smart Chain. We thought it was safe. It's been blowing up, as we've covered on this show, because the fees are a lot cheaper. It's a more centralized, cheaper version of Ethereum. They're essentially copying all the cool stuff happening on Ethereum, putting it a cheaper version on Binance. And, this is the risk, right? When people talk, hey, look at all these great APYs you can earn. There's the use case where it's zero, a negative 100%, which we see here. So
it's interesting that this is an actual rug pull, because I've seen that word used a little bit wrong. This is a rug right here. When you just like the developer just absolutely just pulls the rug out from under you with the key. The last couple of compromises, as Brett was saying, have been things like where an outsider will interact with the smart contract in a way that is how the smart contract was written. That's all it can do, but it's not what everybody expected. And then he'll be able to do like a flash loan shenanigan, solidity injection, whatever the hell you do it. I am not smart enough to know how to do that. And then it'll just like 30 million will come out just by interacting with the smart contract. This wasn't that. These were the guys that set it up, using the key and dumping it. And then Brett also kind of hinted at what's going to happen here. What does Binance step in and say, no, do they have the power to do that?
I think they do. It's pretty centralized. From my understanding, Binance Smart Chain is pretty centralized. All the Ethereum maxis are always saying, Binance is very centralized. So it'll be curious to see what happens with the recovery here. But I think Binance is a fine place to test out DeFi. It's a lot cheaper. The main thing is, like everything else, bankroll management. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if a rug like this happens, you're not crippled.
Same thing with your meme stocks. And Glance wants us to continue, but all I want to do is talk about liquidity pairs on the new Binance Smart Chain and what's going to happen to that 76,000 or 73,000 BNB tokens. Like, are they going to LOL into other contracts? Is somebody going to siphon them off? Are they going to track them? Is CZ going to seize them? What's going to happen?
Does Tony have a mailbag question for us, or are we going right to picks of the day?
We got a mailbag question.
He's going to get to the bag.
Got one. Got a couple of them. Well, we touched on this just a little bit. Ace King was asking, do we believe there's part 2 of the GME and AMC squeeze, or have the hedge funds found some way to take down Wall Street bets? Now, we think we're both sides of this. Brett, you think it's going up, and Brian, you took the put. But my question is, do the hedge funds have some tools to put an end to this if it does go up, or any other stock? Or is this Pandora's box open?
It's not even real. What everyone thinks and what you're saying, the question here is not even real. It's not a bunch of hedge funds coordinating with each other. Each hedge fund's independent. Some of them are long, some of them are short. They're just trying to make money. They don't care who they make money from. They don't care about Wall Street bets. They just trade based on what they think the herd's going to do. But they're not trying to hurt Wall Street bets guys. They're not coordinating with other hedge funds for sure, because they want to beat the other hedge funds. It's all everyone's for themselves.
That is true.
All right, we got another one. Ace King, how long before we go back up if the guys had to guess? I'm guessing we're going up this week. I think we're going up today. What do you guys think? Is this we got a little bit more down to go, or?
Well, I hope so. I mean, a lot's going to be told at 2:00 or 2:30, whatever it is with Powell today. But the market's going to move after that for sure.
That's the thing. I know what Powell's going to do. He's going to buy bonds. He's going to pamp this thing. But if he says the wrong syllable accidentally at one of these meetings, the market can react pretty quickly within minutes. So, you know, it's always a fine line when he's on camera. But the long term is this thing's going up, in my humble opinion. Not investment advice. Do your own research.
Brett,
we got one final one. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Brett. Yeah. What
No. Fuck it. It's gonna go. Who knows what it's gonna do? How do you? I don't know.
The final question here. Dan Smith from Twitter was asking, want to hear your take on CryptoPunks, Mycon. We covered that a little bit earlier in the week, but where are we at here? You still down for CryptoPunks?
Shout to Dan Smith, guest of the show, too. We do appreciate all of the support. And the CryptoPunks, I would say that I am neither. I'm not going to give you a bullish or bearish statement on CryptoPunks, except just to comment that I think some of the top sales, the multi-million-dollar ETH sales, are people paying a couple, $20, $30 in gas to make a big story, is what I think is happening. Now, maybe they have a portfolio of punks. Maybe they're just jokesters. They're probably financially incentivized to do so. That's what I think is happening at the top. I do see the floor punks, like those 20, 30, 40,000 punks, do seem to be real sales.
So Haralabus, who we all know, a top former sports bettor who now works for the Mavericks in some form of analytics, he tweeted out or on Instagram that he offered $2.1 million for an ape punk and was rejected. So does that mean he actually did it? Was he trolling? I think it seemed realistic to me, but I believe there are legitimate sales mixed in with the wash trading that is for sure happening also.
And Dan, I mean, I see the boys are all chopping up punks and getting them themselves and everything. And I mean, I would say that I am not knowledgeable enough here. I will raise the hand. I don't know enough about this. I mean, the art market, that's not me. That's not my expertise. Like, is this art now? Also don't really know. And like, will these sell at Christie's? Are you going to fire off a CryptoPunk in Christie's for, $2.3 million that you bought for $30K today? Also don't know. Will it go to zero? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I'm just sitting here eating my popcorn and just watching the latest craze.
They'll sell one.
10-year run of ridiculousness.
A Top Shot just sold on Christie's, so a punk definitely will.
Which one?
Some hollow, some Zion rare thing. Last I saw it was $80K bid, but I think it was supposed to go for like $200-300K. So I don't know how it ended up, but it was there. Yeah. Or Sotheby's, it was on somewhere, one big auction house.
Go ahead and seal up your sack, Tony, for the day. We do appreciate you always, getting to the bag with us here, and put on your do your own research. This is not investment advice hat, which actually, after this many Market Mania shows, may need to hit the charger. So we will just instead substitute the safety glasses, and away we go. It's the Market Mania pick of the day. Tony, hire a team of developers and make them just go ahead and scroll. This is not investment advice. Do your own research over this hat right here within the 3 minutes you have to post it. And Matt Glantz, just, with that beautiful, beautiful haircut, the pandemic special there, go ahead and tell us the pick of the day.
I'm going with Tesla again, second time this week. I think it was $6.99 the other day when I picked it. It's now $6.35. Kathy Wood from ARK Investments is coming out with a research paper and a new price target probably next week. And I'm sure her price target is going to be like 1,500 or 2,000 or something crazy. They love the stock, and I think that it'll have a nice run when she comes out with it.
They like the stock. Brett Ritchie, pick of the day.
I'm rolling with Wendy's, WEN. The Wen Moon memes write themselves. Jim Cramer just touted this on Twitter. And if you look at like the next meme stock, Wendy's has a really strong social media team, and it's cheap. It hasn't had that pump that a lot of these other fast food chains have had. And again, I like the Wen Moon correlation. So I think this could be one of the next meme stocks to take off.
I think that's a great pick. 4.4 billion valuation. I saw the biggest fast food fight I've ever seen was with Crazy Mike in a Wendy's. True story. I'm going to go with the old pal. I love that pick. I really love that pick. I'm going to go with Amazon, and partially for some of the reasons why Glantz touched on earlier. It's just been basically traded flat. partially because the $1.3 trillion company, while that is a massive valuation, only, what is it, second only to Apple or something? Is Microsoft in front? Don't know, don't care. I think the Saudi oil company too. But this company runs your life. You can't get away from this company. Out here in the Caribbean, 95% of the boxes that get shipped here are Amazon boxes. This thing fucking runs half the websites that you go to. It just, if you've ever eaten something at Whole Foods, and they just gobble up industries. It's like, it seems like the safest money, like the highest floor, like what could happen? Oh, the government breaks it up. That's been positive for stocks. Glance can't deal with this. It's like a full analysis paper, and he's supposed to be the pick of the day. He can't breathe right now.
I'm with you on Amazon. I love it for the long term. That's one of the few stocks I would invest in.
S&P 500. I mean, if you just throw it in Amazon and forget about it, that's probably not diversified enough. But imagine all the little companies you get if they broke it up too.
In fact, it's not a stock I would trade in now. It's a stock I would invest in. Amazon is a keeper.
You guys got Matt Glantz for his first ever investment. That's the first time I think I've ever heard you say that, potentially.
The Democrats should get a cut of Amazon after what they did to small business this year.
That is for another show. You can see Brett on his new YouTube show talking shit about politics. That doesn't exist, actually.
Brett, when does your show with Tony Lauren start?
My friend got me a cameo from her.
That's excellent. We should play that. Can we play that on here? All right.
Yeah,
we're going to end today with UGK's Pocket Full of Stones. Great one from back in the day. It goes something like this. You want a freebase? I got them hubbas for your ass. A boulder on your pipe, and you could have a mega blast. Cash went to stacks, then it went to piles. Thanks to the dope fiends hitting crack vials. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube, and follow us at Market Mania Show on both Twitter and on TikTok. We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. Power of turning where I would turn it. Can't lie like this is to be burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe light like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now. How